It's not just a signal, it's a warning.
Oh snap. What's going on, folks? How's it going? Welcome to the grand opening of Late Night Movies. I'm your host, as you all know. That's right, it is I, the one and only Unfiltered, as you all. Yeah. It's just me tonight, as far as I know. I don't see anyone else popping in yet, so I don't really know how else this is gonna go. It's gonna first episode of a brand new show. As you guys know, you guys have been seeing. I'm no longer going to be talking about comic books. It's going to be a movie talk channel. That's right. I don't have a fancy ass intro or anything like that. Just you know, I'll downsize myself. Hold on, let's see here. It won't like downsize to show the frickin'. I guess I can just kind of show the banner. No, it's really long. Come on, there we go. I guess I gotta take myself out, huh? Damn it. Oh well. Yeah. Late night movies, right? That's. We are part of the Foreigners Network, as you all know. Home to Nerd in Many Ways, Xenofit, ACS Universe, and of course, Nicotina Show. That is the Four Nerds Network, as you guys are more than aware, I'm sure. Thanks again, guys, for letting me have my own little corner here at the Four Nerds Network. But if you guys have been watching along, you guys know I used to do a comic show with Austin Yen. It's no longer the case. It's just going to be a movie show going on from now. And you guys have also been paying attention. Tonight's topics will include Scream 2022. We're going to be talking about that pretty much in full spoiler on discussion. We're going to be talking about Batman's runtime. We're going to be talking about just some fallen celebrities that have touched us in many ways. And there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Hold on, what was it? Right, our most anticipated films of 2022. This show was inspired by the likes of, obviously, like things. The old logo was actually initially supposed to pay homage to like Nick at Night, but this show is definitely going to have like kind of that kind of feel, like kind of late at night, all things considered. But the show also wouldn't exist without you fine folks. See who else, fuck else is out there. Costa Nostra, let's do this. Episode 1, Late Night Movies. That's right, buddy. Christina, howdy guys. Doing Phil? I'm okay. All right. I go bad. What's going on? No, no, I don't know about my audio. Everything should be okay, all things considered. So, I don't know. Other than that, I'm okay. What's going on, Gavin? Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Nicotina, how's it going, man? Hope you're having a good night. I don't know if you're getting ready for work or not here pretty soon, but yeah, want a link, man? Just let me know. Send you one. But yeah, this is episode 1 of Late Night Movies. As I mentioned, it is subtitled Grand Opening because it is kind of like a grand opening. We're here to talk about movies. We're here to talk about past and present films. It's just my computer that is like, no, for sure. I'm not gonna worry about it then. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be like a safe haven where you can talk about any movies, good, bad, love, maybe hate, but I'd prefer not. We don't really like promote hate on this channel, as you all know. But yeah, I figured why not? This felt like a good opportunity to really kind of branch out and talk about any and all movies. So I'm sure at some point we'll get to Star Wars, other Batman movies, 007. I'm sure that'll come up. Oh no, Mission Impossible. Kick that off real quick. Just gotta touch base on that 'cause I think that's another Paramount film before we get to Scream. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 delayed again. Can't say I'm not shocked. Everything's just getting fucking delayed, right? Sucks. Such as navigating a pandemic at the box office. That's about the best way I can kind of really sum that up because it seems to me these studios, specifically Paramount, just really kind of want to maximize the amount of profit they're going to get off of certain films, and if that means pushing these films back, no, Dennis, you can't enter. I've seen you on the stream, but it's not going to happen. Would you love to dive into this? Nerd Casa Nostra would love to dive into some independent films. Shot Caller immediately comes to mind. Yeah, find some time to watch some independent films. I can shoot that in there too. I'll most certainly try. I'm one man. I work one job, no longer two. So maybe that can happen. More independent film talk. That can absolutely be a thing. Just how far in the near future, I'm not entirely sure. Kind of depends on my film watching habits, I guess, is the best way to put that. Correct. Let's tabs over real quick before we get started here talking about the big meat of the episode, I suppose. The Scream. 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 I love Scream. I've loved Scream since I was like 6 years. If I really kind of had to like encompass my filmography or my film tastes in kind of a three film circle, at the young age of about 6. Um, the age 6, I was exposed to Terminator, Scream, and Batman. I don't really know what else I could really sum up my young watching habits in that other than a combination of those three films or something or other. But yeah, those I would say those three films, more probably specifically like Batman Forever, not specifically Batman '89, but you guys get the idea. Either way, I feel like those three films at that age kind of informed the things that I would learn to love as far as film going goes. And of course, I've seen by that point I'd also seen the original Star Wars trilogy. I'd also seen I'd managed to not see a lot of the Star Trek films until I was well into my teens and into an adult. Dennis really wants to. It's fine. Oh, he does, and I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I remember being exposed to Godfather, Rocky, Rambo, and Superman when I was a kid. Yeah, see, Superman the movie, it took me a really long time to love and appreciate the way that I do now. I would even say I didn't really appreciate that movie until at least I was 24, 25. I did not like that movie much growing up. I was just not a fan of that version of Superman. Um, Godfather, Rocky, and Rambo. I had an appreciation for The Godfather by the time I was in college. I'd always liked watching Rocky around Thanksgiving, and Rambo was something my dad really enjoyed, but not me so much. So what up, sickness? No, we're not drinking wine tonight, sir. It just is not going to happen. Like Dennis being on this show. Oh, what do you mean funny? Like a clown? Like I'm here to entertain you? Not too far off there. I don't know. I love Mountain Dew. I would actually go as far as to say that these streams are unofficially sponsored by Mountain Dew. Says, grown to love all types, science fiction, horror, action, drama. Name it, I will watch it at least once. Definitely ignore critics. I like to form my own opinions. You know, I don't exactly remember when, but it was easily probably towards the tail end of high school, going into college, when I really started to just not give a shit about what critics started to think. It was really when I started to notice that they certain critics I would pay attention to and certain ones I would not. What's your favorite James Cameron movie? Oh, that's easy. Terminator. It's really easy because for me, James Cameron's filmography kind of goes up and then it goes incredibly down, quite a fair bit. I'm not that big of a James Cameron fan. I think the Titanic is boring. I think Aliens is nowhere near as good of a movie as the first film, but then again, you're talking about a horror science fiction film versus an action science fiction film. For me personally, I just kind of lean more towards what Ridley Scott was doing as opposed to James Cameron's approach of more is awesome, and I'm just like, not so much. Got Tree in the chat. Tree, how's it going? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Talk movies, you guys didn't catch it? No, because to be brutally honest with you, I'm not that big of a fan of Goodfellas, and if that fucking offends you, I'm sorry. Kinda. Can't see any other chat. Oh shit. So the line is here to amuse you. That, my friends, is what you know when you're a real fan of cinema. Sorry, Dennis. Gavin asked, you don't like Avatar? No, no. Let's just get that out of the way right quick. The answer is no. I do not. I'm not a fan of that movie. I think visually it's cool. Outside of that, it is Pocahontas and robots with aliens. I really just don't have much vested interest in Avatar. And the fact that he has like 6 sequels, I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, look, James Cameron is a really technical, boundary pushing kind of director. I applaud him when he is able to do such things, but outside of that, Avatar was just not my bag. It wasn't. Terminator Dark Fate, that movie is him and Tim Miller visually battling it out on screen through actors and set pieces. And frankly, I don't know that if I've seen The Abyss, it's been a really long time because I don't remember too much about it. Frankly, James Cameron's just kind of a I hear the name and I shrug like, cool. He's that kind of filmmaker for me. I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just the things that he's done. I just don't really find that impressive. Like I'm not not a huge fan of the Titanic. I prefer Terminator to Terminator 2, even though I think Terminator 2 has some really solid special effects to it. But even still, like it just doesn't do it for me as a director, and I'm sorry. You only see mine. Refresh the page. I don't know how you're watching YouTube, but try refreshing the page. That seems do it for me. Dennis on that bourbon again. That's exactly why. Look, when I've seen people get drunk on streams, and when Mr. Medina gets drunk, it just tumbles. It just ain't gonna happen. Not on this channel. Oh, never mind. Streaming in 2 places on the Foreigners channel as opposed to the Foreigners. Oh, go figure. Yeah, I've got it streaming to both, so it should pop up anywhere both between there. Just here to pick Phil's brain. By all means, ask the questions. Ask away. I will happily answer any questions. Avatar 2. Right. Exactly. Like it took him 10 years, 10, 12 years, however long to get this sequel. And it's going up against Aquaman. Look, pre-pandemic, I would have maybe wondered if that would have been debatable. in a post-pandemic world where people can pick and choose when they do not want to go to a movie, I'm sorry, but even names with weight do not have that same kind of effect at the box office these days. Look, I love Christopher Nolan now, not as much as when I was a lad, but even he could not generate people to go to the box office. Again, that was the summer of 2020 when we were still like thick deep through the pandemic. I applaud them for trying, but I'm sorry. Even West Side Story from Stephen King or Steven Spielberg got that one wrong. But yeah, you guys get my point. Like, I don't know that even James Cameron would be enough type, to put that many butts in seats to really like bank on like the on what the predecessor said. I just don't know that it's going to happen. Aquaman, on the other hand, that's a pretty much guarantee, given how recent the success was, given how much of a hot commodity Jason Momoa is, given like a lot of different factors behind it. And I just don't know that Avatar 2 has that. And if it does, I'll eat crow happily. I will happily eat crow and be wrong about it. I just don't see it happening anytime soon because of the fact that that would be the most recent movie that he himself, James Cameron, has directed. Excited for Namor in the MCU, to be honest. I wish he was Asian, though. I can understand that. Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I was kind of leaning in that direction too, but we'll see. The rumor is he's going to appear in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Also, since unfortunately, according to what's been said in the news, Nyong'o unfortunately got tested positive for COVID-19, so that film production is delayed once again. Fuck, that sucks. I mean, really, it does suck. It really does suck. Oh man, it really does suck. It does, and I say it sucks because I really feel like the movie's gonna get pushed back, and that's unfortunate because that movie has just like a stacked hill of shit thing after that happens after it, and I'm just so sorry. I really hope that production pulls through. Like they make a great movie. I really am holding out for that. Let's see. Avatar was bad. I like the world building, but it's a long time since I moved. See, that's a lot. That's a thing I've heard from a lot of other people. They've already moved on, and it was a gamble to release in the cinemas during the pandemic, and it did not pay off. I agree. Lost more money. It sucks. What's your favorite and least favorite Star Wars movie? Okay, this is easy. Favorite Star Wars movie? Probably a tough crack tie between Empire Strikes Back and Phantom Menace. Least favorite Star Wars movie is between Attack of the Clones and Rogue One. Tough tie between the two. That is for damn sure. Let's see. I see more people hype for Aquaman too. Yeah, maybe that's just the circles Arkham Gaming that you and I are in. I don't know, but I see a lot of people just showing up for Aquaman, and I don't really see too many people talking about Avatar 2. Like there's like how many shots, photos of Avatar 2? Like, okay, cool. But again, like I don't know. I just don't know that it has that it factor that the first one will had. So far so good. Stop involving the crows in your I'm sorry. Look, I listened to the Movie Film Podcast, hosted by Zaki Hassan and Brian Hall, and Zaki has made famous the phrase of like eating crow, and I'm sure he's not the only person to say that. But that's where I heard it, and it just kind of fits. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but personally, I just don't think that it's going to happen. Avatar 2 is going to make Aquaman 2 look like garbage. Okay, dude. I mean, that's kind of a definitive unknown. You're more than welcome to feel that way. I don't personally agree, but hey, December's like 11 months away. Let's circle back and see what happens then. I think Christopher Nolan is one you either like or you don't. He hasn't done too many films. The 12 and 3 of those are Batman films. Okay. I have a very testy relationship with Christopher Nolan. I think his Batman films are good for what they are, but I also, for a long time, was not a huge fan of them. And it really took me a lot of discussion with a lot of different people to really, again, respect those films in the same kind of respect that I hold for Superman 78 and what Richard Donner did with Superman. in what Christopher Nolan did with Batman. What I mean by that is Christopher Nolan's version of the character is very much about being a symbol of, you know, inspiration and being something that you can potentially be. And it was also very grounded in the real world. And to some extent, I do appreciate that. But I will also say that really hindered what you can do with Batman. It did. And that really hindered his time frame of operation. He was and wasn't a detective, and that was kind of disheartening. And honestly, he his Gotham, while populated, felt light. He only utilized Harvey Dent, Two Face, the Joker, and Selina Kyle. Outside of that, everything else, in Bane, outside of that, everything else was tied to Ra's al Ghul, the League of Assassins, being a ninja. That was very, crux of the whole trilogy, which, again, which was cool. It was nice to see Ra's al Ghul incorporated into film. And again, also, I can't forget Scarecrow. Cillian Murphy was in all three of those movies. But you're right. Like any other film he's done, for me personally, my favorite Christopher Nolan film is probably still Interstellar, followed by Tenet. Um, but I'm not a huge fan of. I've actually not seen Dunkirk. I watched Inception a couple times. Again, it's not for me. Memento's cool. Prestige is fine, but his Batman films are. I love Batman Begins. I got a lot of love for The Dark Knight. That was like the first time I really got to experience like a full theater cinema experience, so that was cool. And then The Dark Knight Rises was the first time I remember getting audibly happy in a film because it was just such a joy to me to watch Christian Bale's Batman get his back broken. That was something I had just was astonished at that I never thought I would see. So the fact that people kill themselves because Avatar made them sad about humanity makes me odd. Okay, yeah, I don't remember hearing about that. Curious, Phil. I like Namor's look and design in the recent comics. Really hope the MCU uses that, but the rumor is going to be Mayan civilization Hispanic themed Atlantis because Namor actor is Hispanic. Yeah, that's the rumor that the actor playing. Oh gosh, who Tenoch, Tenoch. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. As far as Google's saying, he's going to be Namor, so sure. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Like Tenet, I for one enjoy Insomnia, Prestige, Inception, Interstellar, visuals. I mean, maybe I don't know. Again, James Cameron, again, very visually technical director. That's about all he's got. James Wan is just an all-around, well-rounded director. In terms of Star Wars, the sequels never happened. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't really share that one. Katsuka! What's going on? Most faithful character adaptation from comic to big screen. Shit. That is that is indeed a tough one. Oh shit. Shit. There's a lot. There are quite a few. I think I almost want to say Batman, but I don't want to say that yet because I've seen Batman. I don't know. That's a real. I feel like you could really plug in Batman, Superman, Spider Man, Wonder Woman, Captain America, definitely. The most faithful, hands down, without question. I guess you're gonna have to give me more specifics, like parameters of what you would include in that category tree. I'm gonna need to stew on that one for a little longer. Peter, Phil, Peter is listening. Sure they are. Sure they are. People on Twitter are boycotting Aquaman 2, saying Avatar 2 is cinema. We will be watching. Those very well could be bots. I'm sure people probably won't have much of a preference to watch Aquaman 2 because of a certain actress in regards to her personal life and the marriage and divorce surrounding that. I'm sure people are more than welcome to not watch that film because of that. But I will also say that that was the case in 2018. The film still made $1 billion. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I keep saying, we'll see. Aquaman 2 has the advantages of, again, Jason Momoa, James Wan, a lot of the original cast and crew coming back for the second film. Like, I don't really know, if you don't mess with that formula too much, there really can't be too much of a detour from success. So I don't know. People said Mary Poppins was going to fucking clown Aquaman 2. And Julie Andrews was the voice of the Karathan in Aquaman, and look what happened. Just saying. See the Black Manta suit for Aquaman 2? I did. It looks fucking stellar. I'm a huge Black Manta fan. I've always been a Black Manta fan since I watched the Aquaman show on reruns on Boomerang growing up, my teen years. I'd come home from school every day. I would go to my grandma's house every day after school because my parents were divorced. My dad would pick me up from my grandma's house. So I would watch Boomerang, and that was how I'd watched Super Friends. That's how I watched the Aquaman show, which had a season, which I also watched. What else? Like, what's the Scooby-Doo? That's the more modern one. The Scooby-Doo show where they fucking teamed up with everybody and like Batman and Robin. I don't fucking remember what it's called. But yeah, that cool shit. That's what I used to watch. That's how I became accustomed with characters like Black Manta, with characters like Hawkman, with characters like Giganta, things like that. Because I used to watch old shows like that when I was a kid on reruns. What is, in your opinion, the most faithful character adaptation from comic to live action? The biased fan in me wants to say Batman. The realist in me wants to say Spider-Man. I'm not really sure. If you want to get superbly technical with each generation, I could probably do that. But arguably, I'd actually probably say Spider-Man. Only because Batman, on the whole, like, it's the Nolan trilogy that kind of tears it away from me because a lot of that stuff is blended comic accuracy with, realistic, not so comic rooted things. Whereas a lot of the Spider-Man films are straight up inspired by comic books. So I'd probably just say Spider-Man. Dave Nolan film is Prestige. Gladiator by Ridley Scott. I remember that movie being talked about a lot when I was a kid. And then finally seeing it as an adult, thinking to myself, I like that. I haven't seen it in a while. I wanted to revisit it before I watched The Last Duel this past weekend, but didn't find time to. So, all in all, though, Ridley Scott, I think, is probably one of the most influential directors, definitely more so than James Cameron, in terms of what you can do with how you present what you have presented. And I mean, like, the lengths he went to make Blade Runner feel authentic was astonishing for 1982, 1981, whatever the fuck year that movie came out, I don't remember. But regardless, like, what Ridley Scott did with Blade Runner was beautiful, absolutely phenomenal. Freaking, you know what? It was like, I gotta let me find a drop. I know there's a drop here that just describes the perfection that is Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, because I just love that movie so damn much.
No, 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 you gotta tickle their balls a little bit.
That's how I feel when I watch Blade Runner. I feel like I'm having my film balls tickled.
Damn!
I know. If you're all laughing, y'all laughing. If you're not, you're disgusted. I understand. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Batman is not a symbol for hope. I hated that it reminded me of Superman. Batman provides fear towards criminals. He's the spirit of vengeance, provides justice in comics. Understandable. I just mean the idea that on the whole, I think Nolan's whole idea behind his version of Batman was more so about being a symbol than anything, as opposed to being the detective, being a desolate justice delivering vigilante. Just, his Batman was very much about being a symbol. It was my main point. And while I find that admirable, it's not my quintessential nor preferred take on the character. DC or Marvel? Both. Watchmen and Sin City are the most faithful comic to live action adaptation in my own. Yeah, I'd also maybe say V for Vendetta, even though there are some slight tweaks there. On the whole, though, I think Watchmen is probably the most pitch perfect outside of the Squid. If you boycott anything, most likely a bot. If you're real, you're a bot. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Bots be bots, be bots, be bots. 300, yeah. Honestly, any comic adaptation by Zack Snyder, Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League aside, or you do, I mean, Man of Steel too, because there's like those three movies, they all take wide inspiration from a couple different comics. But Watchmen and 300, absolutely, there is for sure a debate to be had about the accuracy those films have compared to books. As a matter of fact, we can even do a segment on that here on the show at some point. Just shoot me the idea. We'll absolutely get to it. Which Spider-Man? I'm just gonna say Spider-Man and say all three because they're all valid. Because No Way Home. I did see the last two. I finally caught it on HBO Max. Whew, that is a watch. That is indeed a watch. Let me tell you that. I heard Snyder haters saying they complain about BVS for slowly being pseudo comic accurate, whatever that means, then praise the Nolan trilogy. Man, I've seen people complain about things in Batman v Superman or Zack Snyder's Justice League that certain individuals turn around and praise any other film or director. It's just like hypocrisy is a thing and it's real. Want to call it out? Call it out. Whether people care or not, I don't know. Can't really. I don't know. I've seen a lot of hypocrisy in my time. I've been following film and film discussion and film productions for 10 to 12 years now. So there's a lot of toxicity surrounding it. But there's also a lot of really awesome discussion to be had around it too. That's without further ado, though. It's already about like half hour into the show. Holy shit. Hanging out with you guys in the chat. Let's get to first topic of the evening. And that is our little movie that came out this past weekend, last weekend. Or was it last weekend? Yeah, last weekend. Last Friday. Little nice slasher flick from Paramount, little prequel. We're talking about Scream. That's right, folks. Scream 5. In full spoiler film. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the Scream movies. They're, like I mentioned earlier on in the show, they're a huge part of my personal preferences as far as film going and filmmaking. The first film is very near and dear to my heart. I watched it when I was a kid. Probably not the best advice, but it was one of those films that captivated me from a young age. Not because I was obsessed with a masked killer killing teenagers, but just the meta concept of the film in which that the people who were being targeted were very much aware of their situation. They were acting like it was a horror movie. And the fact that they based their survival around a horror movie. The twists and turns that the film sets up. It was just something that, and also, that ghost face mask is just superbly iconic. And I feel like as a child of the 90s, anyone who'd been seeing horror up until that point would probably recognize the ghost face mat. Ghost face would recognize that mask in the same vein as like Michael Myers mask, Jason Voorhees mask, or even like Leatherface mask. Like I feel like with a lot of these superb slasher films, like you need with these slasher films, the iconic imagery of it also has to stem from the killer itself. And I feel like what they landed with Ghostface was just super simple and yet equally haunting because it's just a dude in a black robe with this just pitch white face. And like even thinking back to the first film, like all the literally slow, creepy kills that transpired through that, And then also as I got older, discovering the sequels was just a journey for me. And like watching the legacy of this killer haunt this town, but not only this town, haunt this group of people. And I feel like that's probably the strongest component to the Scream franchise is the fact that it's not only just centered around a town, but it's centered around, it's a myth in and of itself, but it's also meta in that it's very self-aware of other horror icons and other horror films and other horror tropes. I feel like God bless his soul, rest in peace, Wes Craven, like he just man knocked it out of the park. But this new film, I remember 11 years ago watching Scream 4, and it's been a long time since I'd watched that one. I actually intended on seeing, you know, the other four before watching this one, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass that I didn't. I wish I did, because I don't remember the fourth one too much. But I will just say that this one ties back to the first one quite a fair bit, and in a lot of great ways that I feel like a lot of legacy films either tend to either shine in or they fail with. And with this legacy film, the way they tied everything back to the initial film, the way that the plot, as it says down there at the banner, spoilers. We are talking spoilers. If you have not seen this movie, I apologize in advance. If you would rather just listen to me talk about it, cool, good for you. But yeah, we are going to be talking about this film in full spoilers, and I'm not going to be holding back. So that said, you've all been warned. Can I do the spoilers for the Dawson ass? I'm sure I can find it. But yeah, this is absolutely going to be spoilers. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. Where is it? I'm not going to find the drop. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. But regardless, one of the things that I really oh, was the revelation that the main character of the tale here, Samantha, she is, as you guys come to find out, she is actually played by Melissa Barrera. Come to find out, she's actually the illegitimate daughter of um, Skeet Ulrich's character, Billy Loomis, the original killer from the first film. So she goes back to Woodsboro because her younger sister gets attacked by the Ghostface killer. And I will just say that this film, it really follows its own rules. It's very self-aware. Every performance, for the most part, lands. And even the kids, even the new teens, the new batch of kids they brought in, really solid group of kids. Let's go ahead and look at the cast here. We got Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter, the younger sister that I mentioned earlier. Neve Campbell returns as the role of Sidney Prescott. Dylan Minnette as Wes Hicks. Courtney Cox reprising the role as Gail Weathers. We've got David Arquette reprising the role as Dwight, also known as Dewey. Melissa Barrera, as I mentioned earlier, playing the main character Sam. Mikey Madison, Amber Free. You guys have probably seen her from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She was part of the Manson Foundation, that little group of people. Jack Quaid played Kirsch, Sam's boyfriend. Mason Gooding as Chad Meeks. Marilyn Shelton as Deputy Judy Hicks. Kyle Gallner as Vince Schneider? Yeah, Vincent Schneider, I believe. Roger L. Jackson again reprising the role as the voice of the killer. And Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mindy Meeks, Sonia Benamar as Liv McKenzie. Again, Skeet Ulrich reprising the role of Billy Loomis. Heather Matarazzo as Martha Meeks. Chester Tam as Vincent. And Reggie Conquest as Deputy Farnham. As well as Dwayne Martin. Yeah, this new Scream for me was quite a joy to be had. And I just really enjoyed it. As far as where it ranks among the sequels, I still think the first one's the best, honestly. But this film is probably right there with two in terms of being just a really solid follow-up. Also, I really love this poster because it says the killer is on the poster, and that's 100% true. This this film does tie back to the first film in a lot of ways in that, excuse me, the killers, spoilers, are in fact part of the group, and also in fact one of them is in fact the boyfriend played by Jack Quaid. That's right. Spoilers. Spoilers. They are down there. We were talking about this spoiler-filled fashion. But yes, I was kind of like, oh, he is the killer. Oh, when that moment happened, I was like, oh, damn it, that was good. For a second, you made me believe he wasn't, but he was. And of course, the other killer is, oh man, I just had her name, Mikey Madison, Amber. Their whole dynamic and the way that it was just a whole spin on toxic fandom was just like, oh, brilliant. The way they incorporated some of the meta jokes, even in our real world today, of like how where legacy films are being regarded as they're very topical and controversial online, and fans are fed up. And so the idea that the driving force behind the plot of this film is that two fans were so fed up with the in movie universe stab films being so terrible, they decided that they would recreate and do more killings to influence another stab movie. That's wild. That is just something else entirely. And I was actually reading an article earlier about how Neve Campbell, when she was approached to do the film, she was very hesitant because she did not want this to not feel like it wasn't going to sit alongside anything that Wes Craven has done, because this film was initially, off the previous four were Wes Craven. Wes Craven is no longer with us. This film's directors are Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. Gillett? I honestly don't recall. I apologize if I mispronounced that. But yeah, they really did a great job of keeping very true to the world that Wes Craven built. And honestly, like the jump scares are fantastic. There's even this film also like fakes you out with the jump scares, but in a really clever way. That even as it continued to happen, I was like, and then when the kid dies, it's like, oh, there it is. Oh, it's still pretty good, all things considered. But yeah, I really loved Scream. I think, one thing that really bummed me out, but I kind of saw coming, was the unfortunate, untimely demise of Deputy Dewey. Yeah, that was, that hurt. That one kind of hurt. Like the minute that he walked away from the elevator, I was like, fuck, Dewey's gonna die, isn't he? Sure enough. Sure enough. And then it wasn't even like, I think for me, if I had to be disappointed by anything, it's disappointed at the fact that the one who kills him isn't Quaid. It's Amber. And I'm just like, oh wow, she really got him. And like they make no bones about it. They show you for fact Dewey is dead. His intestines are well all over that hospital floor by the time Amber is done with it. Holy shit! But also, I think what makes this film and even just the other films so enticing is the who done it or who is it aspect of it. Because the first film, it was Stu and Billy. The second film, it was Mickey and Stu's Billy's mom, Loomis's mom. The third film, it was Sydney's half brother, Roman. And again, I need to watch the fourth one again because I think, is Emma Roberts the killer in that one? I want to say yes, but I don't remember. I genuinely do not remember which one was the killer in four. But maybe again, that should be a testament of why I should probably go rewatch that, right? Yeah. But this one I really enjoyed. Like I mentioned earlier, all the performances are really stellar, and even like it was really well paced. Yeah, I really love this movie. You know, I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass that I didn't write my review for it on Letterboxd, but I'll get to it, I'm sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I loved how, again, like how this one really does tie into the first one in a lot of ways. And again, this is legacy filmmaking. I would also put Matrix Resurrections up there too. This is legacy filmmaking at its finest, in my personal humble opinion. And I would absolutely recommend it if you're able to. By all means, go see this in the theater. I managed to see it on a Friday morning. I'm actually really happy this movie is making money at the box office because my theater showing was actually quite empty. So I'm really happy this film is getting some revenue at the box office. So yeah, highly recommend it. Go see it on the biggest screen possible, especially if you're a fan of Scream. I love a lot of the films, especially the first one. So Justin Nostra says, I was happy to see Scream with big characters not replaced with new actors, but the original set a great tone. Parts 2, 3, and 4 were rough. I think 3 and 4 for me are probably the roughest for as it got. So that's just kind of where I'm with on that, on the franchise as all. I mean, not to say that 3 and 4 are just bad, but I feel like those were the ones that really kind of they really pushed what could or could not happen in certain regards, and I'm not exactly sure every creative choice landed, but I think all the first four were all Wes Craven. Yeah, the first four were all Craven. Favorite franchise. Yeah, it's one of my favorite franchises. I mean, when it comes to slashers, I think my overall favorite of all time is probably Halloween. I really love the Halloween film, the initial film from 1978 from John Carpenter. I just love John Carpenter in general as a filmmaker. But Halloween for me has always been a staple. But I would say from like a modern perspective, Scream, I would not have found Halloween if not for Scream. So I owe a lot of my horror loving film endeavors to Scream. So right there with you guys, the Scream created a platform for other horror films at the time. So it did indeed. It definitely kind of revitalized a little bit of what the horror genre was kind of dying in that certain things were becoming more meta and things were becoming a little bit more mysterious. But yeah, as far as Scream goes, I'm actually, what was funny to me is people were like, "Oh, they should put the 5 in front of the to replace the S." It's like, no, because 5 cream just doesn't work. No, I'm sorry, like, no, just call it Scream because that's what it is. It's Scream, and I'm cool with it just being Scream. Like, I'm totally fine with that. I think the last one was called Scream, if not, subtitle like Scream 4, whatever the fuck. This is Scream 2022, if you will. Yeah, unfiltered approved. Scream 2022. Stop sharing the screen. Here we are. Back to my ugly mug. We got next here. Next on the docket. The Batman runtime confirmed. I know, totally kind of jumped ship here, but in a bit of a roundabout way, the Batman has been described as kind of a horror movie by the director himself, Matt Reeves. And what was also been confirmed, I think, even in the last 48 hours, is the runtime. It is, in fact, 2 hours, 55 minutes with credits, 8 minutes of credits. So that means this movie, from start to finish, before the credits roll, 2 hours, 47 minutes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure The Dark Knight Rises is 247 with credits. I think. Just double check that real quick. Pretty sure that is the case. Rises. Running time. 165 minutes. So not quite. Not quite. I'm off by like 10 minutes. That is 20. That's about an hour 45. 2 hours 45, right? 2 hours 45 minutes, give or take. Something like that, right? 2 hours 45 minutes. Can't math right now. That sounds right. 2 hours 45 minutes. Anyway, regardless, you know, a 3 hour Batman movie set in year two, and he's like, this is the first one. Yeah, why not? I mean, look, I love everything Zack Snyder did with the DC universe. The thing that pisses me off the most is the fact that Warner essentially went through the ringer and how they treated him, and it took that situation for a lot of them, not all of them, to realize we can't have that situation happen again. So anyone else from here on out, whatever they want, they get. James Gunn got carte blanche with the Suicide Squad. Matt Reeves outright stated on numerous occasions he fought for creative control over the Batman. That's why we're getting a 3-hour movie. Now, if this film is, which I'm imagining it's going to be very successful, I would really hope that the sequels get longer. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Make longer comic book movies. I don't give a shit about how long or short they are. I mean, I kind of do and I kind of don't. It really kind of depends on the character. Like, for example, I was kind of bummed that Venom Let There Be Carnage was only an hour and a half long, but after seeing the movie, well, okay, it's brisk. It's very fast, very swiftly paced. I even prefer the first film a little bit more to the second film, but still, like, that's an hour and a half comic book film. That's, it was very successful for what it did the thing it needed to do. Um, Again, Avengers Endgame, there's another 3-hour comic book film. One could argue that that was like built up and earned or whatever, because the MCU, if it isn't done like the MCU, then be damned, right? Bullshit. No, I think getting a 3-hour Batman movie is just something beholden up to itself. Like, you have no idea how ecstatic I am to like see the first of a proposed trilogy of a film, and this film is nearly 3 hours. Shit. And it's PG-13. It's really going to push the boundaries of what you can do with a PG-13 movie. Like, that Batcat trailer was rent free in my head. That trailer, that movie, everything about it, I am just so ready to watch this movie. 100% excited for Batman. I'm excited for Batman too. I understand all this drama over a long movie. Our short movies. Yeah, right? Gosh, Swain, he actually sent me a trailer for an Indian film called The True Indian Cinema. Double check to see what that was. It was a couple days ago. But yeah, like, I don't understand all the hubbub about longer, shorter runtimes. Like, yeah, sure, theaters want to get as many seats and showings in as possible, and the runtime feasibly would have to be between 2 hours, 15 minutes to 2.5 hours. Understandable, but like, we're in the age now where if you want to keep your business afloat, you'll do anything by any means necessary. And honestly, I feel like longer films isn't such a bad idea. A longer Batman movie? What could go wrong? Now, there are some people out there currently who would like to try and tell you that, oh, the third act's weak. Oh, did you see it? No? Oh, it's just something you heard. Got it. Shut your gob. If you haven't seen the movie, shut your gob. It's that simple. You can be excited for it. You can be hesitant about it, but to say the third act is weak based on something you heard, fuck out of here with that shit. I don't buy that. I was told that about Wonder Woman 17. Wasn't the case for me. Been told the third act's weak for a lot of other films. I'm just like, cut it out with that shit. Just absolutely cut it out with that shit. Cut it out. That's right. But yeah, let me pull up the message from Kosh. I'll tell you what it is. KGF. Here, Tree. I'll post the trailer here in the chat. I'd play it here, but I don't want to get bounced or hit with a copyright of any kind. This was given to me by Prakash Swain, KGF trailer. I don't. You guys want to check this out? Yeah, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get bounced and I don't want to get hit with a copyright. I'm not gonna have that happen like yesterday. That sucked. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. All because of certain footage. Oh man. But I will say this.
Yeah!
Oh, that was so funny. Oh, that part of it. Oh, you know what? Just for the sake.
Yeah!
Oh, not the vid. It's not the vid. Not at the vid. Okay. Yeah. Back to the Batman runtime. I'm happy with it. This movie is going to be here before we know it. It's already January 21st. So yeah, that's that movie's going to be here in just over a month, which is crazy to think about. I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. We've also been here for this. That is Celebrity Memoriam 2022 January edition. In January alone, we've lost so many people, and I'm just going to give them a shout out and a remembrance and a moment of silence. And it is unfortunate because there have been some just really, really hard hitting deaths in 2022 alone. And as of I think yesterday or today, Meatloaf and Louis Anderson. Meatloaf was yesterday. Louis Anderson was today. And like those two, that's just unfortunate. And unfortunately, on my birthday, Gaspard Ulliel, he passed away due to a ski accident. Yvette Mimieux, actress known for such iconic films, The Black Hole from 1979, died on the 17th. Jordan Kashmir, known as Ronnie Spector, Clint Arliss, of course, Bob Saget, Calvin Simon, Marilyn Bergman, Sidney Poitier, Joan Copeland. Dude, January is just a January 2022. You want to talk about a gut punch of celebrity deaths? Just, dude, Bob Saget, that one hit me. That one hit me pretty hard. That one was just boom. That one hurt. In fact, yeah, that one hurt. January 9th, like I was walking out getting some groceries. I pull out my phone real quick before I walk in the store, and that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, son of a bitch, what? Bob Saget? Danny Tanner? America's Funniest Home Videos? Dude, no. Like 2022, relax. Fucking chill with this. Like, even today, Louis Anderson, I've seen a couple of his things growing up too, and that face, like his face and his performance, his presence, iconic. I don't, I've got no words, man. Like a lot of these people, like had a profound impact, a lot of different ways. God rest their souls, rest in peace. All the people who passed in January 2022. My heart is with your family, loved ones. Moment of silence. I love film, but man, it really is unfortunate anytime an actor or actress passes away. It really does suck. Yeah, stream me either. I can't think about. Yeah, like seeing what John Stamos said, like Bobby, I love you so, like that made me well up. Like even just thinking about it makes me want to cry. Like that shit genuinely makes me sad. Thinking about just how profound these people were in the entertainment industry. It's just really fortunate. I really like Bob Saget. Like a lot of my childhood is predicated on things Danny Tanner taught me in Full House. But even like his formal stand up, Bob Saget Unfiltered. Holy shit! You want to talk about a night and day difference between personas. Like, my God. Look, I love Bob Saget. America's Funniest Home Videos was kind of an extension of Danny Tanner to some extent or another, but man, his unfiltered raunch comedy, his stand-up was just something fucking else. Like, there's no way no other person could legitimately convince you with a straight face that anyone in the audience currently has a snapping turtle on their junk and says it straight as day. You got a snapping turtle on your junk there, bud. Like, Bob Saget was just the guy. He said anything with a straight face was bound to make you bust a gut. Like, even when he cursed or even when he was just filthy, it was just like, oh my God, Danny Tanner, what are you saying right now? And God rest his soul, man. That one probably hit me the hardest this year was Bob Saget. And that's only January. Oh, I hope and pray that we do not lose any more lovable icons and influential people in 2022. That's my hope. That is my hope. But last but not least, before we sign off here, because we've already been going on for about an hour, this wasn't too bad. This is going to be our last bit for the evening. That will be our most anticipated films 2022. That's right. Get my list pulled up here. But I want to hear from you guys. What are some of your most anticipated films of 2022? Please tell me. What are your most anticipated films? Like, I've already got an idea, but I would really love to hear what some of you guys are thinking. Oh, I get signed in the letterbox here. My list anticipated 2022. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Doctor Strange, Batman. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and share my list right now. So, of course, number 10 on the most anticipated list. Just go ahead and pull Black Adam as well. Yeah. Number 10 for me is Ambulance. Not really much of a Michael Bay film goer. Almost quit entirely after Transformers last night. I had a really bad experience with that movie in the theater. It was very empty. The sounds gave me a massive migraine. And then the just blatant disrespect of Unicron just really did not sit well with me. But I'm really looking forward to Ambulance. I'll watch anything with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I love him as an actor. I think he's phenomenal. Jake Gyllenhaal as well. Like this kind of feels back to a lot of initial Michael Bay form. Maybe before I remember his whole repertoire off the top of my head. What have you directed that I can't remember off the top of my head? I still watch Armageddon. Oh wait, no, credits. Credits. Let's okay, yeah, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, Bad Boys 2. Yeah, this feels like a lot of his older filmography, not so much his more recent stuff. But yeah, Ambulance looks like it's going to be cool. Really looking forward to that one. The Northmen from Robert Eggers. That one looks incredible too. It's got Alexander Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, I believe. That film looks nothing short of incredible. Excited to watch that. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I was right. Yeah. Okay. So Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor Joy, Willem Dafoe, Bill Skarsgård. Oh wow, Bill Skarsgård as well. Oh wow, the guy who is the Mountain's going to be in it too. Interesting. From Game of Thrones. Ethan Hawke as well. Stacked. Stacked. Now I'm even more excited for that. Next up on my list, I got Jurassic World Dominion. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. Love those movies. Even Lost Kingdom. I had a lot of fun watching Lost Kingdom, even though that movie is just really torturous when it comes to the dinosaurs. Like, they torture the crap out of those fucking dinosaurs. That's mean as hell. Should never torture the dinosaurs. Um, After that, of course, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. Love the first film. Really excited to see that. It's going to be awesome. At least I hope it is. That stealth suit absolutely looks inspired by his initial blue costume in the comics. So that should be pretty cool. After that, Lightyear. Man, talk about taking a concept from Toy Story and be like, how can we kind of spin this off? But how can we also just kind of have fun with this and have it also kind of maybe make sense? And I think making a movie based off of the character that influences the toy is superbly fucking cool. I like that they're kind of like building him up. I like that he's voiced by Chris Evans. I like even that teaser trailer, man. That trailer looks fucking cool. I'm digging the concept. I like the almost realistic aesthetic they took to adapting his suit. I'm hoping it has wings. I think it will, and I'm almost sure it will. But if it, man, it's gonna be cool if it does. Like that movie is on my list for a reason. I'd be lying if I said it was because of Toy Story. I'm excited for that. Next up, John Wick, Chapter 4. Oh, fuck, I forgot. That one's coming out in 2023. So I guess I'm going to have to update my list now because that movie's not coming out in 2022. I'm going to have to figure out what else is coming out this year. I'm sure something else is coming out. I'm sure. No, I'm not going to add Avatar to the list. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. But Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1, absolutely anticipating that. That's going to be a lot of fun. You know, even what they did with Miles and Into the Spider-Verse was pretty cool. But this one, whew, going across all the different multiverses, I'm down. Totally down. Speaking of multiverse, that movie is going to be fucking special. I'm excited. Sam Raimi's in the director's chair. You got Benedict Cumberbatch coming back to play good old Doctor Strange, good old Stephen Strange. That's going to be cool. Uh, Also, Wanda Maximoff, played by Elizabeth Olsen, is going to reprise the role. That's going to be cool too. Introduction of America Chavez, Wong. Man, this movie's just already just. I don't really know what's going on. I just know that there's an evil Doctor Strange. There's going to be some multiverse shenanigans, and the rumors are true. We might very well see some Spider-Man No Way Home level shit happen in that movie. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know what, but holy shit! If some of those rumors about maybe some old X-Men characters appearing, that'd be pretty effing cool if you ask me. Second up, we got Black Adam. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's funny. My brother and I we celebrated our birthday on Sunday or Monday. I don't remember which day we had our cake because our birthdays are 2 days apart. His is the 17th, mine's the 19th, and he just weirdly enough throws on Jungle Cruise out of the blue, and I like Jungle Cruise quite a fair bit. That movie is actually pretty awesome, but it's also worthy to note that movie was directed by Joe Michael Sarah, who's directing Black Adam, or directed Black Adam, I should say, since they're now heavily in post. And just based on that clip, based on what I saw with Jungle Cruise, Joe Michael Sarah is going to deliver something awesome. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was born to be Black Adam. Yeah, I know I'm kind of reiterating what he said. No, I'm not going to say the hierarchy of power is going to change because that's been repeated 10 million times over, and I'm not going to do it. But, you know, it's there. Like, if we can't have Superman, I'm like, okay, fine, fuck it, give us Black Adam. I'll take Black Adam. DC Universe needs somebody strong in it. So. And then lastly, of course, my most anticipated film, which is, you know, again, just over a month away. God, that movie's gonna be so fucking cool. I can't wait. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? People in Black Adam. Damn right. He toasted that motherfucker with his bare hand. And I am just that suit, that feel, that tone, everything about that is going to be awesome. I'm excited. It's going to be a cool year for film. It's going to be a fun year, indubitably. But with that, with our most anticipated of 2022, I think that is where we will wrap up this first episode here of Late Night Movies. I think this is a lot of fun. I'm sure as time goes on, we'll probably get panels of people on. We'll probably do, watch parties. We'll probably do, commentaries. We'll do hardcore discussions, deep dives. We'll do a bunch of other shit in these. And if I haven't seen a current movie, we'll talk about past movies, or we'll just talk about straight movie news. I don't know. Like this late night movies is what the title implies. It's late, it's night. We're here to talk about movies, past, present, future. It does not matter. Well, technically it's Friday, but if it's Saturday where you are, sure. But yeah, the plan is Fridays, Saturdays, probably maybe around this time, maybe earlier, maybe later, depends on what I got going on. But yeah, this is predominantly when we will be doing late night movies. I'm hoping I should be able to do another episode next week, but I'll also probably be moving as well. But I should still be able to do another one next week. But yeah, don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Say the nice things, leave us a lot of love. Give the Four Nerds a follow. Give me a follow on, Twitter, Vero, Instagram, whatever. Does not matter. But yes, I think that is where we are going to put a pin in it for this episode of Late Night Movies. Again, feel free to follow me on any social platform as you all see right here. Unfiltered. That's Twitch, Twitter, Vero, Instagram. You can also listen to my other podcasts, The Eternal Night, which I do with my friend Craig Blaylock. We talk about everything Batman related. We're about to record our segment that we do. We try to do each month called Legendary Moments of the Dark Knight, where we take moments throughout Batman's canonical history across film, comics, television, whatever. We pick 5 moments. We just put them as a top 5. Like we don't have any definitives. We just pick 5 moments from out his overall history that we like. But yeah, you can also listen to Superhero Stress. I haven't done another episode on that. Just been a lot of busy with a lot of other stuff going on, and a lot of my other guys that I do that show with are busy too. But I will try and get another episode of that out regarding Moon Knight, Marvel, a lot of the DC banter. I'm gonna get something squared away here with that. But you guys all know, like, subscribe, love, show some love to Four Nerds. Take it easy, guys. Have a good night. Take it easy. Mucho love. Much love. Much love. Much love. Much love. Goodbye.